It's almost like I'm a professional reactor. All right, let's do it.
Okay,
More
so it seems like
Kazahana.
recently there's been a little bit of a development in terms of the bunny Ayoo situation, which we talked about a
I'm
couple
gonna
of
move
weeks.
over to the other side because I'm kind of blocking them. All right, cool.
Ago, and if you don't know, we obviously covered it in this video saying the most hated VTuber is back, as yeah, it was 2 weeks ago that we found out that she was having another model kind of worked on and that there was some kind of plan in place to start VTubing again. Now if you don't know, Bunny Ayoo was also known as another name called a Bunny GIF, which many people probably remember from a little bit ago about some drama that she was involved in, which essentially had her kind of removed from the VTubing space and community, right? And again, we can go through a quick list. I did this in the last video as well. We went through a quick list of exactly what she was like accused of and things, and what people found out. It was financial sabotage, slander, isolation and bullying, career intimidation. You know, it was stuff like manipulating friends and mutual connections, professional
It's another very similar to Cinder situation. Got it.
sabotage and financial harm to partners, gatekeeping within the cosplay and VTuber communities.
Okay, no, this goes further. Damn.
Body shaming women in private group chats, emotional abuse and gaslighting of partners and friends, spreading rumors to isolate individuals from the community, pursuing partners of mutual friends, inappropriate physical advances and behavior towards other partners,
He's still going!
to compete with or replace others, stalking other creators online, filing false DMCA claims to science accusers, using cloud to exploit smaller creators. Whew. Yeah, it's
Is there an etc to that too as well? Like, what the hell, bro?
a pretty long list.
What
right?
the hell is this? What the hell is she doing?
Yeah, it all came out, and it was all to do with another VTuber as well called Lena Lazar, which you guys have probably seen about. And yeah, as I said, it seems like she is trying to make her kind of comeback now, and it seems
Yeah, damn, bro. It sounds like a rap sheet for freaking GTA.
that she surprisingly has quite a lot of support despite everything that she has done. And yeah, you can see here, this is over on her other account. This is her actual kind of VTuber account, I'm guessing, because the thing is, right, ever since this whole situation, you know, she's become very, very popular on places, you know, like Twitter and whatever, with her, you know, fansly stuff and that kind of content. And now she's trying to make the switch back to VTubing again, which I think is crazy because she's got like 1.2 million over on this account. Why not just stick to the IRL stuff? I don't know. But obviously it seems like she just, yeah, is moving over to VTubing once again. And as you can see here, it says returning.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like that whole thing of like how long of a memory does the internet have? Even freaking Dr. Disrespect, I think, is even trying to come back to streaming and YouTubing and stuff.
To stream January 16th, 2026, which, if you haven't guessed, if you haven't looked at your clock, it's tomorrow. So again, it seems that we're going to be seeing her coming
That's today!
back to streaming, which is going to be pretty interesting. You got Baru there as well, who was also mentioned.
Oh, she starts like in an hour from now.
In a lot of the drama stuff too. So again, a lot of people very, very interested in seeing what is exactly going on here. And a lot of people have also been kind of pointing out the fact of the similarities to the kind of Cinder situation in terms of not actual like the stuff that happened in the Cinder situation, but in terms of how willing people are for her to come back, right? Because again, there is always the chance that, you know,
that's their waifu. People are so ready. People are so ready and willing to forgive their waifus for anything. And, I mean, you can see it by the fact that, like, one of the freaking people saying it is a freaking pyro pup!
Over this amount of time, she's kind of made up for all of this kind of stuff, and, you know, she's changed as a person, right? And again, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's not true, right? It's odd, and there's, you know, many different kind of explanations for this. Or
I wouldn't place a bet on it.
She thinks that she can just come back into the community.
I tend to notice that people really don't change. Right, like, you got caught. You didn't come out and admit to all of this. Like, people don't really change. To be like me personally, right? I don't ever like give that kind of benefit of the doubt. Specifically when it comes to like people changing.
And you know, not really say anything. So it will be interesting to see if there is some kind of response to exactly what is going on. And
I'm saying people can't, by the way. I'm just saying I tend to be incredibly suspicious, and I tend to believe that real genuine change only happens after real genuine consequences are felt.
Why she decided to come back and things, because again, a lot of people want to know. A
And
lot
even
of
then, I
people
tend to just be suspicious, you know?
are still very, very angry at her for the last kind of drama. And yeah, it's interesting. And also talking about the center stuff, you got the Pyropop center here saying yeah, which again is pretty crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have been very, very excited to see her back. You know, saying I'm so excited to see you back again, looking forward to it. Now, again, I don't
So
know if these,
excited,
you know, obviously are people
and I
that have
just
forgiven
can't
her for what she's
hide it.
done, or like forgotten about what has gone on, or I don't know. Like it could be a massively mixed bag in terms of people and their opinions on Bunny Ayoo. Because again, you know, as I said, people can easily forgive other people for what they've done, especially if they provided some kind of response. But I haven't seen any response. It just seems like people have kind of forgotten, I guess. Well, not forgotten, but like I guess forgiven. I don't know. And it's one of these things where I don't think it's inherently, you know, 100% everyone forgives her and wants her to come back, and I don't think it's 100% everybody doesn't want her to come back either, right? I think it is pretty 50-50 at the moment, and I do think a lot of that does come from you know, people being pretty uneducated. There's a really good video if you guys want to go into it super into detail by Rima. I definitely you know, recommend checking out. It goes into the whole situation like fully and exactly what happened.
I actually haven't seen the Rima video in a minute.
Down to the last detail. Obviously, I gave you the cliff notes of everything that, you know, she's accused of, and that was kind of brought up within this entire kind of topic. But yeah, it also seems like as well, you know, we looked at in the last video, Kuamori, one of the, you know, popular kind of riggers out there, was also showing off a lot of their kind of work to do with Bunny Ayoo recently on the new model. It seems like
How the hell can people are like the 2D models like just cheaper? How the hell can people afford constantly freaking? I guess maybe because I'm just like it's always gonna be grass is greener on the other side, right? I'm over here with the same model. I gotta update my model. I gotta update my model. I've actually been wanting to go back to my Bannana hoodie. I call it the Banana hoodie, but it really was just a yellow hoodie. But I always wanted to design it to look more like a banana hoodie.
and they did get a lot of hate for their last post, which yeah, obviously we covered in the last video. Some people think, you know, some people saying, you know, good stuff like, you know, it looks good, because at the end of the day, I don't think it's Kuramori's fault in terms of the rigging or anything like that. Obviously they're just doing their job. Maybe they could have done some like research into who they were doing it for, but maybe they're fully aware of that too. I get like,
Brother, a paycheck is a paycheck. I don't think they give a fudge what the hell this lady has done, right? You pay, you give me the money, I'll give you the model. It's that simple.
okay, you know, it could be one of these things where they've forgiven her too. It is one of these really hard situations, right? Because as I said, it is very
Never get between somebody and their paycheck. Like that has nothing to do with it. That like no matter what, you can't really. I don't think that's right. Quick question: is that a freaking like a baby bottle that she has tied there? What's that about?
much like this in the situation where, you know, she has come back, but half the people, you know, like her being back, half the people don't like her being back, and it's just like, okay, like this is weird, you know. I don't know what's going on. And you've also got as well, and yeah, this new post that's come up. This has been pretty, you know, well received as well, especially after a lot of people have kind of called out the behavior in the last comment section, because again, I don't think it is exactly the riggers' fault. Obviously they're getting a bag, they're doing a job, and you know, they're doing it very, very well. But there are still a couple of people down here saying, you do anything for money, even making art for, yeah. This is someone who essentially assaulted others and even talked to minors. Making art for her is no different than being a PDF yourself, which again, I don't think that is true. I don't think that makes them a PDF, which is kind of crazy. I think it makes them a, you know, a model rigger who, you know, is just taking on another job for what would be a very, very popular VTuber. Like, I'm telling you, I think Bunny Ayoo will be popular whenever she comes back, because she's already popular on all of our other socials as well. It's not like she's going to join and is going to be dead and nothing's going to happen, right? No, she's going to be popular. That's the thing, right? And I think as a...
Again, it would be a totally different thing. I feel like personally, it would be a totally different thing if the rigger or the model like artist the model mama, model daddy, whatever the hell, if they came out and were like defending Bunny Ayoo's actions, if they were dismissing them, if they were like making excuses, you know, like, but if it's just, hey, here's a model I drew, it was commissioned, you know, like, it's like they're not over here trying to like defend the Bunny Ayoo or their actions or anything. So I feel like that's like it does paint a different picture than like people who tend to like associate with like other bad people, like Nina Lin, for example. It's like I wouldn't necessarily see like people streaming alongside her in quite the same way, so long as they're not like outwardly defending her actions or trying to defend her actions or anything like that. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, really. Or trying to like paint Bunny Ayoo in a better light to try to like mask her bad behavior. You know what I mean? Like it's like you can tell when something's all business and when something is like, oh, I'm trying to push a message or I'm trying to I'm trying to manipulate you or something. I feel like most people can sort of see the difference there.
Kind of, you know, as a rigging artist, I do think that is a pretty big opportunity for you, regardless of, you know, what has happened in the past, regardless of exactly, you know, the gripes that some people have. Your model, your rigging is going to be out there for a lot of people because a lot of people are going to be watching us. So I do think, honestly, you know, it's a pretty good business move for them going forwards because, yeah, they're going to get more exposure and maybe get even bigger clients and things going forwards, which would be very, very interesting to see, right? And I think it is just a case of, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of works out, whether the chat is going to be extremely respectful and kind of whatever, or if it's going to be a whole entire mess, because it seems like, you know, some people are very angry at the fact that she's coming back and some people are very happy. And I think, yeah, I don't really know what the cause for people being happy is, whether it is that they have forgiven her, whether it is that they've forgotten about what's happened, or they
it's a combination of everything. It's an obvious combination of everything, but I think the controversy is going to see a resurfacing, like pretty much alongside with her re-debut, and more than likely, she's gonna lose some people and she's gonna gain some people. Like that's welcome to the economy of being a controversial, you know, entertainer, so to speak, a controversial influencer.
didn't know what happened in the first place.
Even freaking Kanye West still has fans.
If you don't know what happened, as
me?
I said, go and watch Rima's video. It is so informative and it definitely keeps you up to date with, you know, what she is like today. Well, obviously maybe she's not like this today, but what she was like in the past and what you can kind of apply and be careful of in the future whenever it comes to consuming her content, if that is the case, if that's what you want to do. But yeah, I did think it was pretty interesting seeing that she was coming back. And yeah, as I said, I still don't understand it at all, because she has this kind of, you know, her own account, which is more personal and IRL and whatever, which, yeah, I just think, why not stick to this? It was doing so good. As I said, 1.2 million followers. I don't know why you just suddenly make this switch to VTubing, but maybe she actually...
I mean, honestly, at a certain point, right, you kind of don't want a controversy to follow you in your IRL image, right? And this is the best way for you to sort of, like, try to disassociate from it as much as possible.
Has a passion for VTubing and VTubers in general, or maybe there's some other reason behind it. But I did think it was a very interesting move, especially when you are so disliked in the VTubing community, right? I think a lot of people in the VTubing space do not like her, not just VTubers, I mean as in like the fans, right? And it just doesn't really make sense because you were doing so well in the IRL space and now you're moving to a space where you're actively hated. It doesn't make sense to me, but obviously that is the case. And yeah, it seems like we'll have to wait and see tomorrow what this day.
I mean, it seems like she's working with Mythic Talent, and not for nothing, but Mythic Talent absolutely tends to, like, they tend to work with a lot of VTubers as well, so maybe she's trying to go at that angle? I don't know.
Debut is going to be like, but for now, that is essentially all there is for the situation. I just kind of want to keep you guys up to date with what was going on, as it seems like we do have now a
It could also just be that it's a personal preference. She might just like or prefer being a VTuber. She might just enjoy that better. But you know, you're kind of a douche. You're like, what the hell?
Debut kind of confirmation there, and it's going to be interesting to see what really goes on with her going forwards. But that's essentially all I got. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all.
Yeah, I just like with like a great example would be Dr. Disrespect coming back to streaming and all that. There's always going to be a fan base. There's always going to be like some people that are going to be willing to come back and check them out, forgive them, and like or just like move on. You know what I mean? Like there's always going to be the simps. There's always going to be an audience that's willing to forgive something. So just like with anybody, with any streamer, any massively popular streamer, honestly. Alright, Monos, as always, as always, please go drop a like, go drop a sub to more Kazahana. Drop a comment on his comment section so the algorithm knows that you like his stuff, and if you're watching on the VOD, it'll be in the description below. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video! Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe! You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Sadu!